Hello everyone. Today we are going to revise the chapter Technology and the Tools. This is the last chapter of our syllabus. So let's start revising this. So first definition is the technology. What is technology? Technology is the use of science to solve problems. It means use of knowledge to invent new devices or the tools. For example, computer as a technology. We can say cars, there's mobile phones. These are all technology. Use of science to solve problem. Previously, there was problem like you cannot communicate with each other so easily. There was a letter system and there was no mobiles, no phones. So with this technology of the mobile phone, now you are able to talk to everyone you want. Next is the invent. Invent means to make something for the very first time. To make something for the very first time. Again, we can take the example of the computer, cars, anything that was an invention when it was first made. What is an invention? Invention means new things that are made or created. When someone made the bulb in the start, now you have bulb everywhere, but in the start when someone made this bulb, that time this bulb was an invention. Same when computer was first made, the computer was invention at that time. So invention is the new thing that are made or created, and invent means to make something for the very first time. Coming towards how do people design new things. This means that if someone want to make the computer, when someone want to make the computer, first what he do, he set a goal, and the goal at that time that he want to do the work easily or something, so he make the goal that I have to make a thing that is easy to use, that will ease my work, that will fasten my work. So first the goal of that man was to create or invent a thing that is useful. Then next step, what you do, plan and draw. That I am thinking that I have to make a new thing. What I will do, I will plan. Plan means what I have to do to make that thing. Planning in the mind. And then draw. Draw means he draw on the paper or on somewhere else to combine her thoughts, like her plan, into a solid form or on a paper like that. Then choose material. That now he draw the thing that what he want to make, he draw on the paper, for example. Then what things are used to make that thing, that is the material. Which type of material he use to make the thing. Then make, after choosing the material, he collected the material and make the thing. When he make, then he start testing. Test means that what I make is is good, that it is working or not. He test for that, and when he test, at the end he record and share. Record means what things he do to achieve his goal. He record on writing on some charts, on some, you can say, in a graphical form. He record and then share means he share with everybody his knowledge. He share his knowledge with everybody, that I make this thing in this way. You can also make, like for example, computer in this way or something else. So people design the new things by doing all these steps. First step is a goal. He make a goal, that what he wants to do, what he wants to make. Then plan and draw, then choose material, make and test, and then record and then share. Next topic is simple machine. This you already know. The tools with few or no moving part. Tool. Now what is tool? We covered it in the previous lecture. Tools is something that is used to help to do work, or that is used to do work. So simple machines is a tool actually that can be with many parts or with a single part. Like if you see, there are some examples of the simple machine: inclined plane, lever, wedge, screw, pulley, wheel, and axle. These are the examples of the simple machine. And what is a simple machine? Tools with few or moving part. Now we will discuss these simple machines. That we will discuss some of the important simple machines that are covered in your book. So first is the lever. What does lever do? Here, this picture. This picture is a picture of a lever. This is lever is used to move the things. Like if you put some force from here, it start moving and moving this thing. So it is helpful for us, because if you can take it with you and start moving, you will be tired, you will have to apply more force. So lever help us to move this thing. So what is a lever? Lever is a simple machine that is move to use thing. We can give the example of the lever as a shovel. Shovel, we will cover it in the next slide. And you can simple example of the lever is your arms. You know, with your arms you can pick the things up, like you pick your ball. So your arms are simply example of the lever. Next is the wedge. Wedges is like triangular tool. Look at this one. This is a wedge. It is a triangular shape. What it do, it push the things apart, or in a simple words you can say it separate the object. Okay, for example, this is a wood. Someone wants to separate this wood into two pieces, so he put wedge and apply force from here, and then it will separate it into two parts. So wedge function, or you can say wedge is used to separate the object. You can also take the wedge example, simple example like knife. You can say knife is a wedge. For example, if you want to cut the fruits, or if you want to cut the bread, you can use a knife. Means to separate the bread, to separate the fruit from one another, your pieces of the fruit. So knife is a simple example of the wedge. Another example, from your body part, you can use teeth, right? You can eat the food, you can separate the food with the teeth into the pieces in your in the mouth. So you can also say teeth is also a wedge. Okay, next is the pulley. Pulley is look at this picture and then this picture. You are very familiar with this thing. So pulley is actually used to lift the objects. Means this boy want to lift this heavy object, he used this pulley so that it can easily be lifted up. Okay, so simple example is you can take this flagpole. What happens here, look at this small round, this is a pulley. And when there is pulley over there, you can see over there, what happens when you pull down the rope. When you pull down the rope, like this boy is pulling down the rope, what will happen? The flag will raise. So pulley helps to lift or raise this flag. Okay, this next is the inclined plane. Look at this example. This is an inclined plane. So you can see one end of the inclined plane is higher and one end is lower, or you can say simply one end is higher than the other end. It also helps to move the heavy object, like this. If some you put the object over there, it can move it down. Okay, so these are some simple example of the simple examples of the machine, or kinds of the, or types of the machines. Next is the body part as tool. clear, we discussed it in the class very well. This is the shawl which I was talking about. It act like a lever, means it is used to lift the thing. And what this shovel is lifting, it is like moving the dirt. Okay, your arms are example of the lever. This is tongs. Look at this, one lever and the second lever. So tongs is made up of two levers, and it is also used to you can say check these things, or you can use your hands. Your hands can also be act like a lever. Okay, and knife, I told you that this is an example of the wedge that separate the bread parts. Or teeth, this is also an example of the wedge. Next, last is the animal body parts as the tools. Here are some examples of the animals. These animals see their claws, like your hand. Animals have the claws. These helps to dig the ground like the wedge. Okay, means dig the ground and separate the things from the soil and eat it like that. Sea turtle, you all know that it's flippers. These are the flippers. These act like a lever. Okay, and beak of the bird act like a lever too. We can say it has two levers, this and this, to lift the objects, and this teeth of this animal act like a wedge, means to separate the things like us. Okay, thank you so much. Goodbye.